Hello, Charles. Hello, Wanna. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Good morning. Happy Saturday. And hello, Toot. Toot's always here. Toot never sleeps. Toot waits. But hi. Just giving everyone else a few minutes to pop in. I just lost the bobbin of floss that I pulled out. Here we go. Okay, found it. I'm not a scuff streamer, I'm just a scuff cross stitcher. Hello, welcome in. It's Saturday morning, the time traditionally reserved for sugar cereal and cartoons. But instead of cartoons, you get me doing some cross stitch, and we're going to do the wheel of whips today. So if you would like to get in on that, it is available as a redeem. But today I'm starting off with Binks. Can you guys hear the music okay? I went with a different playlist and I'm not sure how well it's showing up. All good? Good, good. And yay, Binks! Yes, I love this project. I've been really working my butt off on Spooktacular Sampler, and I think I just need like a little bit of a regular break. I needed a little bit of a break from it. I've been doing just a lot of like fill-in stitches. Then I picked up Binks. I was like, ooh, Binks. Yes. I could see myself being a full coverage stitcher. Quite easily. Good morning. What are Cheryl, can you hear the music? And Wanda says it's all good. Perfect, perfect. So what are you guys working on? How was your week? Do you have any weekend plans? Do you want to just lurk without me asking you questions? That's cool too. I'm just excited to be back streaming since I had to miss Thursdays. I'm happy to be streaming. Ooh, Charles gets to spin the wheel too for the 12 cast-ons. You just woke up. That's fair. The 12 cast-ons is a thing that Rainbow Ange from Yarn and Yarns podcast came up with a few years ago. And basically she casts on 12 projects. It used to be in the week between Christmas and New Year's, but now it's kind of like the entire month of January. She casts on 12 projects to like get her through the year, so you kind of, she does all of the yarn winding and the project finding and the fiddly bits all at once, and then she's just good to go. I did not do it this year, mainly because I didn't want to add 12 more things. Aw, thank you, Charles. Charles says I'm happy you're streaming too. When it says it looks like someone is skiing down a hill for now. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. The wheel really wants you to actually cast on things. It chose the new Bessie. Ooh. I'm excited. Bessie was one of the Bessie was one of the projects that I almost cast on last year. Crafting Addict Jen, welcome in. Good morning. Just having our coffee, waking up. Welcome in. But yeah, Bessie I almost cast on last year. Because I have the yarn for it, I have the pattern for it, I have the needles for it. I was in a knitting like mood for a week, and then it was like, nope, you're back to cross stitch now. So I'm glad that I didn't cast on a bunch of stuff during that 1 week. Though I was tempted. I was very tempted. I think I actually did cast on a couple of things, but I also finished 2 things. Yeah, I cranked out a hat and a cowl really, really quick, which was nice. Which of course gave me the queer audacity that I could like do 1,000 more projects in no time at all. Which is not the case. So of course I went back to cross stitch, where projects are expected to take multiple years. I am hoping to get this one done this year though. If I do 2,500 stitches a month on it, it will be finished. Looking at my monthly stitching stats, pretty doable. Charles says also cross stitch whips don't take up much space. That's very true. Knitting whips and knitting stash takes up way more space than cross stitch. Which is both good and bad. Like I have, here's 1 whip, 2, 3, 4. Here's the whips on frames. Then here's all the thread for them. And like that's 4 active whips right there. I could throw that in a bag and go to the zoo for a really fun day. Really hard to do that with the entirety of like 4 sweaters. Carol says I should take it to the zoo. And Wanna says neat. Yeah, I like how like compact stuff is. And yeah, I think a zoo day might be in our future soon, hopefully. We have memberships to our local zoo, and it's really close to us. It's like a 10-minute drive, if that. Like we can actually see it from our house, which is kind of silly. Like we can't see the animals, but the zoo is in a big forested area. It's in a river valley, and we can see the valley where the zoo is. So, and I think we said, but stitching outside at this time of year might be a little bit difficult. However, we could go into a pavilion, like just hang out by the saltwater crocodiles. Sorry, the dwarf Nile crocodiles. They don't have saltwater crocodiles. Carol asks, is there a reptile house? No. So the way that our zoo is organized is by biomes. So there's so you get reptiles in pretty much every pavilion. but it'll be the reptiles from that geographic region. So there's the Africa Pavilion, there's the Indo-Malaya Pavilion, there's North America, and then I don't think there's one down in the Canadian domain. I think the smaller animals are just in the North American Pavilion. No, the Americas is the Americas, not just North America. So you can see reptiles at everyone. The Africa Pavilion is definitely the largest, and it cracks me up because they have snakes kind of littered around the place, not out, but like there are snake enclosures all over. And so if you go by one door, you've got the wattled cranes are in the same enclosure as lemurs, and then they have two snake enclosures. One snake enclosure is gaboon vipers, which are absolutely adorable, highly venomous, very dangerous snakes. And immediately next to them are the ball pythons, which are the world's least dangerous snake. It cracks me up. Toot says the gaboon vipers are made for hugs. No, they are not. They are not. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Toot. Charles says, I think the ones that play dead might be less dangerous, but ball pythons are so cute. The ones that play dead are hognoses, and those are actually mildly venomous. They don't really hurt humans unless you happen to be allergic to hognose venom. Same way that bee stings don't really bother people unless they're allergic to bee stings. But that's the reason that we don't keep hognoses, is because while they are mildly venomous and completely harmless to humans, they might be less so to cats, and just in case they got out. Yep. This has been Snake Facts with your host, DH. You didn't know that? Yeah. Because they are totally harmless to humans, a lot of people don't realize that. When it says, I live in a venom-free biome. Exactly. I should have a Snake Facts redeem. I don't think I know enough Snake Facts. Maybe I'll change the aliens redeem to just general random facts that DH knows. I haven't actually watched a lot of Ancient Aliens in a while, so I'm running low on my facts. I've started like actually taking notes while I watch it, because otherwise I will forget everything. I was actually reading up on cryptids last night before bed, because that's what you do before bed. I'm doing a series of cryptid cross-stitch pieces. So if you were in the Patreon for December, you got the Tiny Yeti. So I'm doing a whole series like that. And then thank you, Toot, for the Patreon redeem. So I'm doing a whole series like that. So I was looking at like maybe lesser known cryptids. And I learned some really interesting stuff. So you will see some kind of different cryptids coming out in that series. Apparently Toronto has a couple, including the Toronto Tunnel Monster, which just sounds so cool, but also terrifying. And honestly, most of the cryptids are going to be very North America specific, mainly because I'm white and from North America, and I don't want to disrespect someone's culture by accident. So a lot of like what you might think of as cryptids, I'm not going to touch, just out of respect for things that I have very little knowledge on. I think my favorite one that I learned about was the 7 o'clock man, which is a French-Canadian cryptid. Le bonhomme septeur. And basically he looks like a fur trapper old man, and he carries a large sack that he stuffs children in. So it's kind of like half cryptid, half bedtime story to scare your children into behaving. But I love it. I love that he's called the 7 o'clock man. Yeah, excited to work more on that series. Because I am releasing them as Patreon exclusives, though, they are gonna, and I only do one of those a month, it's gonna be a while before I get all of them out, which I'm very excited about. Like, I think you guys are gonna like them. They're very cool. You glanced at the wheel and thought it said Slap War and was hype. Do you think that if you spun Slap War, you and I would just slap each other? We're about to play some Squid Games up in here. Oh, I don't need to go back on the injured list. Maybe Slap War would be when Gigi and Bella, or Gigi and Binks, I mean, start playing Thunderdome on my chair. When it says in February the Chinese Year of the Snake starts. Yes, I know. It's Year of the Snake this year, which means there's a lot of like snake themed stuff coming out. I'm very excited. And we got a spin from Charles as soon as I managed to finish this stitch. God, where's the hole? There we go. Oh, you're a snake, Wanna. That's awesome. I believe I am a rabbit. And in some systems, the rabbit is a cat, so... Alright, let's do a spin. Spin, spin, spin. So the options are Coffee Possum, Binks, Spooktacular Sample, or my Star War. And away we go. I turned off the sound. Ta-da! Coffee Possum! Toot is an ox and a Taurus. Oh, oh no, Bibliocat's also an ox and a Taurus. Ooh, where is my camera pointing there? Hello. Enjoy that view of my desk. My camera is set up behind me, like there, but it's on like a stand, so I don't need to move it, and it swings around to like point in random directions, often directly at Toot, between streams. I just forgot what it fun. Coffee Possum. Coffee Possum. One is a fire snake. Feel more living in the cold as a snake with my rheumatic bones. Yeah. Charl is a rooster and a Leo. I have no idea what that means either. Moon would know. Moon is more into astrology than I am. I was hard into astrology when I was a kid, but I've forgotten everything. One is also a Taurus. I'm an Aries, but like on the cusp of Taurus. So I'm not always a total Aries, but I am often quite Aries. Unfortunately. Alright, where was I on this guy? I can't even remember. So this is a freebie from Mama Witch Cross Stitch. And I had to start it like immediately upon seeing it. I blame Toot. It's a little possum who runs a coffee shop or a coffee stand. Just too cute. I don't really have a plan for stitching on this. I've just been kind of stitching randomly. And the only reason he has glasses instead of me doing the back stitching at the end is because it was in the same color as the yellow. I tend to try and do back stitching as I go so that I don't have like a ton of it to do at the end. Although I discovered on Spooktacular Sampler that there's a bunch of back stitching I didn't realize was there because I've recharted it so many times. So yeah. So I'm referring, like I have my PDF version of my rechart. I have the original chart, and then I have the picture of the sample, and they're all slightly different. So I'm kind of doing like an amalgam of all three. It'll look good though. It's just on 14 count black Ada. This actually might be some of the Ada that Charles sent me. The most common Ada used here in our house. And I'm using all of the called for DMCs. I like Mama Witch patterns because they always just call for DMC. I watched a couple of prediction videos, like what are the cross-stitch trends going to be? And one of them that I heard a couple of times is that designers are going to move back towards stitching with just DMC or designing with just DMC, which I think will be interesting. Because I don't use specialty threads, like I don't use Weeks Dye Works or Fern Water Lilies, or I do want to get my hands on some Pirate and Robin just because they're a cool member of the community that I want to support. But I'm more of like a dyed Ada person than a dyed Floss person. So I have the DMC color chart from Lord Libidian's site pulled up like nearly constantly now while I'm designing. I broke it into 4 pages. I'm gonna try and print a copy, but I don't know how accurate the colors are gonna be. I had to like, I can kind of adjust the settings on my monitor by holding up a skein that I have to the monitor and like seeing how well they match. So I'm gonna do that if I get it printed off and just see like how off it is and if I can adjust for that. I'm talking about designing a lot because it's like on my mind. I was working on the next really cool designs coming out. I'm really excited. I have everything designed through the end of March. So like, I'm like, okay, I can chill now. I can take a little break from designing, but my brain is like, no, we have so many ideas and you must get them all out onto paper right now. So I'm just gonna roll with it, and then if I have a design slump, I've got things in my back pocket. I was working on Tiny Jackalope. Sorry, I got distracted. I was working on Tiny Jackalope yesterday. And I want to make all of the cryptids. Like, I know I'm not going to release them for months and months and months. I just still want to make all of them. So what are you guys working on this morning? Even if it's coffee and contemplation. I tend to go off on my own stuff. But I'm genuinely... I love to see what everyone is working on. Toot is working on a Black Waltz stitching piece and Purple Thunder Mountain Dew. Yeah, Black Waltz stitching is becoming a designer friend of mine. And love their vibe, love their stuff. Carl is casting on Bessie. Nice. Yeah, that's the problem with knitting too, is like you have to make sure you have the needles for everything. One is a few hours ahead, so gaming, crocheting, nap, also coffee. Nice. Well, you will have a chance to refresh your coffee because we're going to do our little ad break stretch break here. We just hop on over to break. Jen is catching up on housework, then pulling out their cross-stitch whip. Nice. All right, so if you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads. If you're watching on YouTube, just enjoy the vibes. And unshrimp, grab another drink, whatever you got to do. I will see you back here in 3 minutes. Hey, welcome back. I turned down my light a little bit so you might be able to see this a little bit better. Less blown out. Guys took advantage of the break to stretch. I did some stretches for my leg while I was sitting here. I've got it elevated and on an ice pack. I was just doing some light stretching to help it loosen up a little bit. So what are you playing now, Wanna? I am started a new Garden Witch Life file yesterday. And I just got through like the opening quests where you like meet everyone and get your starter tools. So now I'm starting to play in earnest. Path of Exile 2. Ooh. I've never played those games, but I've heard good things. I'm more of like a cozy farm sim gamer. Haven't been in a real gaming mood for a while. Path of Exile is all about killing monsters. Yep, that sounds about right. Toot has been playing a lot of Slay the Spire off stream, which really interesting to watch. It's like a deck builder, kill the monsters, climb the tower type game. But it's really interesting. Really enjoying it. And of course, Toot does stream video games 4 times a week. I'm gonna do the shout out before I start to count. So if you want some cozy chill horror gaming for your crafting background, go check out Toot the thecozydh. They do no commentary gameplay 4 days a week. Next one is tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, Ghost Church. We play Phasmophobia. By we, I mean Toot plays Phasmophobia and we all watch, but it's very, very good. In between, you play Mini Metro every day. Oh, I'll check it out. Toot has just put up the prediction for our tree eat. So in just about half an hour, we are going to feed our tortoise pal some treats on camera. We're going to give her blueberries and kiwis. And you can guess, vote, predict which she's going to go for first, blueberries or kiwis. If you're watching on Twitch, you can vote with your channel points. If you are watching on YouTube, just let us know. Our discs. Oh, we got Mini Metro in a Humble Bundle ages ago? Okay, I'll definitely have to check it. We already have it. Carl says, have to start the cast on again. I ran out of room on the long tail. That is why I will never do a long tail cast on unless I'm doing it with Early's assistance. Unless I'm doing it with two balls. Because I do not want to run out of yarn and have to redo everything. I would be so annoyed. Girls, I know, I put stuff in your spot. I know, I put stuff in your spot. Drinking out of my Yeti mug today. Okay, now there's a spot for you. Go get settled. Okay. Somehow she managed with her butt to completely zoom out my pattern. Carl with the early emote. But yeah, that's pretty much my only plan for the weekend. Clean the house, go to Ghost Church. That's it. And during Ghost Church, I'm making that my temperature sal time. So I'm doing the Magical Year temperature sal, which I designed. It's for free. The coffee. You can get it for free on Coffee or Patreon. But during Ghost Church, I look at the historical data for the week, and then I pet early, and then I like stitch all my 7 days at once. Ghost Church is Toot's Sunday morning stream. She streams Phasmophobia, which is a ghost hunting game. So we kind of joked that she would stream Sunday mornings and only play the map that has a chapel. So she streams Sunday mornings and plays multiple maps, including the one that has a chapel. But we still call it Ghost Church, and we make jokes that the Blaha shark plushie on Point Hope is the pastor. Really wants to be included. Dude says lies. I don't do Sunny Meadows with tier 1 items because I like myself. Sorry, yes, you will do Sunny Meadows when you get high enough. In the game, when you reach level 100, you can prestige, so, and then you'll go back to level 1, but you'll unlock like special cosmetics and of course bragging rights. So Toot just prestiged, so they're back to all the starter items. Really, I can't see my pattern, baby. Really? Can you move, please? I'm gonna say that you're gonna walk all over me. Yeah. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, Wenna. I will pass on the compliment. Early? You lovely? Yeah. Are you an Angie Bean? If I held you up to the mic, would you yell at chat? Got something to say? He's making a little meh. Does that mean? Early, there's a nice big comfy spot for you to curl up on. You don't need to be over here. I have to keep part of my desk clear for cats. Because if I don't, they will just knock stuff over trying to clear a spot for them. I don't know. She's just sitting. There's my mug and there's my pattern keeper. She's just sitting between them being angry. Thank you for the hydrate, Toot. So here's a question for chat, because we've been asking people. What cryptid do you most closely identify with? Specifically, I asked one friend of ours, and he hasn't gotten back to me, which is, as we know, illegal. Dude identifies with the man, the moth, the legend. Yes, I think we all knew that one. Charles says I don't think I know enough cryptid. Yeah, that's true. Not everyone is deep into cryptid lore. There's like Nessie and Ogopogo, the father of all turtles, Sasquatch, Yetis. I think you would be some kind of lake monster. But like maybe a lesser known lake monster. Just a little lake. Just chillin'. Boingo boink. Boingo Boingo is a band, not a cryptid. Or they could be a cryptid, I don't know. Yes, Champy. Charles says I'd like to be a lake monster. I think most of us would. It sounds cozy. One says I like the local Wolpertinger. I totally mispronounced that. I think that was one of the ones that I saw yesterday. It was... I cannot remember any details about it. I think mine is Sasquatch. Oh, I did pronounce it right. Oh, me. Yeah, I think mine is Sasquatch. I like Yetis a lot. And I like that there's a lot of like kind of lore that says that Yetis are not really like monsters, but they're also spiritual leaders. But I think Sasquatch is my favorite. The Bigfoot. Thank you for the disclaimer, Toot. Hey, you never know. I think cryptids are more likely than ancient aliens, but who knows? I have no idea what I'm stitching. Like, I'm jumping around to sections that are the same color, but even looking at the pattern, I don't know what they are because I don't know what the colors are, and I don't know what the back stitching is going to turn them into. So I'm kind of stitching blind. I mean, I'll be real honest, I missed a leg all the way back here. You guys see that? Right there. Missed a leg. I know this is gonna hurt some people, but we're just gonna Right, perfect. Leg avoided. I cannot remember what I was saying before I noticed that. I don't know if it was something about cryptids or this piece. Yeah, I'll be real honest, I didn't actually look too closely at this before I started stitching it. I just saw possum running coffee stand and dove in. But Mama Witch always has extra details like flowers and trees and leaves and things like that. Which I need is not a talent I have. Not a skill I've worked on, is doing those little tiny additional motifs. It is something I'd like to add into some of my pieces. I did a little bit of it with a piece that's going to come out in March. That, again, possums in it. Right now I feel like I'm kind of stitching horns for the possum. They're too far away, but stitching up. This is one I would like to get finished relatively soon. It's pretty small. Only 2,200 stitches. And then of course the back stitching and French knots. Mama Witch, who hurt you? Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl says it's very cute. Pulled my needle off my thread. But if you guys haven't checked out Mama Witch it's Mama Witch X Stitch on Etsy, I'm pretty sure. She's a lovely person. I've spoken to her a few times. Very nice person in general, which always makes me want to support a shop more. Besides the fact that her designs are lovely. Is it bath time? Oh, I was going to show off your bath. But we're done now. got her tail wrapped around my mug. She loves Yeti mug. I don't want to drink any coffee because I don't want to disturb her. And her love of Yeti mug. Okay, where are we going next? We're going up. 4, 6, 8. Sorry for counting out loud. Early no longer loves Yeti mug. I got this mug at Walmart as part of their like Christmas line. And so I got this and a bowl and a cookie jar and salt and pepper shakers. And they're all like the same little Yeti guy. My favorite thing about all the Yetis is they have little butts. I don't know how well you can see it, but they've all got little tiny butts. And thank you, Toot, for the hydrate. I'm just gonna finish off my Yeti coffee. Which is actually not a Christmassy coffee. Not a January coffee. It's pumpkin spice latte creamer. Did you guys know that you can freeze creamer? So when pumpkin spice latte is in stock, I grab a few extra and throw them in the freezer for future months. I actually meant to hold on to this one longer. I thought I had grabbed a caramel out of the freezer, but I'm very happy with my pumpkin spice. Oh wow, I'm almost done this color. Only got 2 more stitches in it. The current seasonal is chocolate covered strawberry. Interesting. I'd try it. I don't know if I'd like it, but I'd try it. Oh, we're going all the way the heck over here. Right, so it's 4 over from this. Might be better in tea than coffee. Yeah. Yeah, like in a black tea. That would be nice. Chocolate, yes. Strawberry sounds bad. That's the thing. Like in a black tea, strawberry would be nice. So I'm almost willing to give it a shot for coffee. Alright, guys. Get your predictions in. We're about to do our treat. Oh, no, predictions are over. Haha, never mind. But if you are watching on YouTube and you want to jump in, now is the time. Blueberries or kiwi. What is it going to be? Let me pull up the POW cam. My emoji wall appears to have frozen, so let's fix that. There we go. All right, POW is peeking out. window. Yeah, little head scritchies. She does like having her head scritched when she consents to it. And of course, thank you to my lovely assistant Toot, who is doing the treat eat. Yeah, Kiwi's going down on the left. Lube's on the right. How's aware? Oh, there goes the head. Oh. How you have to move. You just don't want any food today? I haven't given her like daily meal yet. But still should be up and about. Alright, we're getting her started a little bit. Oh, we had an early start for Kiwi. Now it looks like she might be going for the blueberry. Just doing a sniff. And it's blueberry. Blueberry is the winner. I am surprised by that, actually. Oh, look. That blueberry just disappeared. That was a mighty chomp. That was very cool. When it says you can see the gear and the brain grinding. Yep. Alright, so blueberries are the winner. Surprise winner. But she inhaled that blueberry. I think that was one bite. Oh, now she has a friend. It's not Skeledile, it's Skelesnake. As you can see, Skelesnake has kiwi ribs, a little bit of kiwi on his head, mouth stuffed full of blueberries. I think Pow's gonna have a fun time killing him, but she seems totally uninterested. What are you doing? Don't eat your substrate, there's fruit. I think she's still waking up. Thanks. Yeah, I think she is a little bit sleepy. You can kind of tell her energy level by how high she is. If she's mad, like really mad and stomping around, she gets way up on her legs. If she's kind of feeling sleepy, she drags her back feet and is just really low to the ground. So yeah, I don't think I actually saw her this morning out of her hide, so she's probably just a little bit tired. Now she's figuring out that there's food. Yeah. One says my spirit animal. Maybe she needs the tortoise equivalent of some coffee. I think giving her kiwis and blueberries is the tortoise equivalent of coffee. Aww. Okay, this is cute. At least you woke her up with breakfast treats. I know. Not only did we bring her breakfast in bed, we brought her breakfast in dead. Woochies. All right, we'll leave her up there while I keep stitching here. Although I think the next color I need is actually in my floss boxes, so I'm not going to be able to grab that. $33.47. Do I have that one? You 33? Yeah, you are. Let's go. This is so cute. Oh, before I cut this, we gotta spin the wheel from Charles. I'm gonna leave Pow up on the screen and just spin the wheel down in the corner. Just because she's being so frickin' cute. Maybe the wheel will let you stitch something you have the floss for. Alright. Is it Banks? Is it Spooktacular? It's Banks. Alright, we're going back to Banks. Yeah, because this was such a rushed start that I just did like really quickly. I don't have all the floss together, and I had to pick up one color. So of course I forgot what I picked up the one color for, and wound it up, and it's in my floss boxes now. But we got a color finish on that one, which is great. Go back to Pattern Keeper here. How you done? Or are you staring aggressively at Mama looking for more food? Charles says, I am remembering the Bessie cast on is kind of annoying. Oh yeah, is that because you've got 1,001 stitches to cast on? It looks so good though. Bessie is a t-shirt by Jacqueline Sislak, and it's just kind of like really loose and flowy and cute. All right, we got some sour discs going now for Bao. I hope you guys have also had breakfast. If you haven't had breakfast, maybe go grab a snack. Fresh your coffee. Stay hydrated, of course. They go by Jack now? Thank you. Yes, when I knew that they were... I wasn't sure... I knew that they were going by she, they for a while, and then I believe I heard that they're using they them, but yeah. Okay, good to know. Thank you for letting me know. You read their newsletter? Okay, good. Charles says it's just 156 stitches, but you use 2 strands and the ends get all tangled. Oh, that sounds like a nightmare. I'm so excited to get started on that project, which I might do towards the summer. The patterns are still under Jacqueline Sislak, so you've been struggling with what to say when. Understandable. I wonder if they're gonna update. I mean, because that's something that's really hard to update is when you have a brand. And people know you by the brand. And then you change your name, but your name is your brand. One says you need 2 brains for that. Yeah, 2 brains and an extra set of hands to keep the ends apart. Oh, Connie Crossing. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. We're just doing some stitching. We gave Pow a little snack here. Let's see. Where are you going? Oh, okay. We are bullying our snake friend. That's what we're doing. Seems like they changed it on Rav, but their website is still the old name. I mean, I'd go by Jack for... The newsletter says now called Jack Studio. Okay. I like that name. Especially for their stuff because it's very, not gender neutral, but like gender fluid and huge and... But like, there's plus sizes and loose flowing stuff and very like cool silhouettes. Jack Studio just seems to fit. It says Pow is banging him against the door like, Mama, what is this? Mama, just give me fruit. Oh, the website is gone now. It sounds like they are going to continue to design and release designs though, which is good. Because we need their voice in the community. But Bessie is like a really light t-shirt. And I have cotton set aside for it. So maybe like a summer cast on. Also so easy to spell. Yes. It's hard to misspell Jack when you know it has a Q in it. Jacqueline was a little like, how many vowels? I had a friend in college and her name was Madeline. But there were like unnecessary E's and I's in it. So whenever I wrote her name in cursive, I'd do the M and the A, and then it was just like a series of loops. And then I kind of get lost and then do an N and I'd be done. Madeline. Oh, no, it wasn't like, what is that, a Gen Z thing? To name your kids like that? I can't remember the meme. Wasn't that bad. It was just very old-fashioned. Once it's going, Bessie is really easy. It's just the start. And I've wanted to have like some lighter shirts that I've made. Because most of mine are fairly light. Some of them are very warm. But most of them are fairly light. But like a cotton t-shirt just sounds so good. I've tried to make tanks in the past. And I don't know, but I've just never been able to work it out. But I mean, mainly because I've been using patterns that aren't sized for me and then trying to resize them on the fly with a construction that I'm unfamiliar with. So I mean, a big part of it. Carl says, I need more t-shirts and sweaters, but I love working in wool. I understand that. I don't work in wool a lot. And some of it is like, eh. But occasionally it just hits and I'm like, yes, I need this. Like Briggs & Little is such the good feel for me. All right, we'll let Pow do her thing. I don't know what she's doing. Okay. We'll let Pow be. And I'll switch back to the main camera. Like Briggs and Little, it's 100% wool, but I love it. I love it so much. Why do you keep swinging to the side? Not you. You. Luna says she plans on world domination. Yeah, Cheryl was saying that the Briggs and Little is woolen spun, as opposed to worsted spun. And apparently most commercial yarns are worsted spun. I honestly do not know the difference between those two things, but apparently I really like woolen spun yarn. The merino that I'm knitting Usagi out of is also quite lovely. It's very like bouncy and springy and not at all itchy. So for this piece, just explain to you what I'm doing. So I'm doing a 20 stitch diagonal. So each of these diagonal sections is 20 stitches along across. But obviously I can't, you see, I can't go all the way up to the corner with the next 20 stitch. So I'm going to do this diagonal and then the next one here, little parallelogram. And then I'm going to move the frame and do another one. So that's why I kind of cut it off here. Doing it this way is supposed to keep you from getting those page break lines, which I've never done full coverage, so I've never gotten page break lines because I've never done page breaks. But I really liked this idea because you do different parts of the pattern by doing the diagonals. Carl says that's merino, not itchy, and depending on construction, it can be very bouncy. It is very bouncy. And Toot have loving me to hydrate when I see the bouncing hydrate emote for that. The only thing is, I'm not sure where I'm going to move the frame to. Like, I don't know if I want to go down or across. Because whichever direction I go, I'll want to go like all the way down or across. I don't know if I want to get the whole top done or the whole side done. It's not a huge piece. The middle is actually here. So this is the middle of the top. So if I move the frame, I can probably do the rest of the top. Yeah, it's really not a big. It's on 16 count pre-gridded. I have a big piece of 20 count pre-gridded that I'm excited to experiment with, but I'm saving that for a certain project. And then the rest of my 16 count pre-gridded and the rest of my 16 count really is all going to cryptids and tiny landscapes. Tiny haunted landscapes. It says we're famous. We are famous. So I did the pattern. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm gonna throw up the Etsy command because I already did coffee today. One of my most recent releases, I think it's one of the pin patterns at the top, is Keeper of the Drowned, which was based on one of the maps from the game Phasmophobia. And so I posted in the Phasmophobia Discord as a fan creation, and then they featured it on their Instagram and their Twitter. I've had like, I think there's something like 5,000 views on the Twitter post. So of course I really quickly like went and added my links, but so many people have seen that. So many. It's unreal. If you're in our Discord, I posted, or Toot posted the links to the posts. Did a bunch of posts. But Toot posted the posts on the Phasmo socials. It's just so cool. It's so cool. It still feels unreal when people share my work or see my work who aren't like people I know personally. Black Dahlia Fabrics shared one of my teasers on their stories, and I was like, what? You know who I am and you're interested in this thing? Yeah, if you guys have been watching the Instagram, I've been posting teasers all week for the next Sal, which you guys kind of knew was coming up, so I'm not really spoiling anything. But the official announcement is going to be on Monday. I'm going to announce the theme and everything like that. We're going to get hyped for the sale, and then the pattern itself is going to go on sale January 20th, and the first clue is going to drop March 3rd. So mark your calendars, January 20th and March 3rd for the next Cozy DH Sal. Charles is excited for the Sal. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm having a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun designing this one. It uses a lot of like really cool colors, and I think you guys will really like it. Yeah, stay tuned for all the details on that. Oh, Pow is eating her friend again. Alright, let's go see what Pow's up to. Now she's got him at the angle that she wants him at, so she can destroy him more easily. So this pattern that I'm working on, it's a black cat sitting on a pumpkin patch. So this is the top of the cat here. And I really like it because the black cat is not entirely black. It's black and dark navy and shades of purple. But basically my method for this is I filled in all the dark colors from the cat first, and now I'm just going up to this top corner and doing the next color. So I did the one that was right in the corner, and then I did the next one, and now I'm just starting the next one down, and then I'll fill in that for this entire section, and then go back and repeat. And I really like it because there's no actual white in this pattern, I don't think. Yeah, no, there's no white. The moon, it's like a really, really pale lavender. I love that Pow is just staring into the camera. Charles says the colors look so good together. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. The cat image was I realized after I bought it that it was an AI generated image, which made me sad, but I really loved the image. So I forgot how to stitch. So I took it, I cleaned it up, and then I searched for some free use artwork and made the moon and trees background out of that, and did it in kind of the same palette to match with Binks. I did make a lot of color changes. In the original pattern, the pumpkins were pink. Like, in context, you kind of thought they were orange because they were pumpkins and they were supposed to be orange, but they were pink. So I made them like actually orange. Very vibrant. That's why you'll see when I talk about this pattern, I don't give a shop link or an attribution or anything. Because it's not that I feel like, oh, I did all this work, so it's my pattern now. It's just, I would rather not support them. Yeah, get right in there in that rib cage. There you go. Elodile is still around. He is alive. We just had this skeleton snake also hanging around, and Toot thought he would be good for a treat eat. So thank you for Toot for putting. Thank you for Toot. Yes, thank you for Toot, universe. Thank you to Toot for together the snake. He was struck by inspiration, waiting for Pow to wake up. I'm glad I cut up an entire kiwi for her, though. That's the kiwi ribs really did it. And I cut up several kiwis for Toot for later, so there will be a Toot treat eat. A Toot eat. To treat? A troot. We were talking to a friend the other day. It's a friend we've known for 3 or 4 years. She was like, We're like, I don't actually know your real name. And Toot's like, Toot is my real name. And it's so true because everyone except my parents calls them Toot. I call them Toot in real life. It's just so funny. I also have a bad habit of like talking in other servers that aren't ours about Toot without explaining that they're my spouse. But yeah, it's time for a break, which is good because I need to stretch my leg. Pow's gonna keep destroying that. So I'm actually gonna mute. I'm gonna leave Pow up for the break. But I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna run 3 minutes of ads. You can just enjoy the Pow massacre there, or just enjoy the vibes. All right, go hydrate, go stretch. All right, we're back, and absolutely no weird tech things happened during the break. Absolutely none. Y'all got a chance to stretch, unshrimp. I was thoroughly enjoying her friend. And I know this sounds kind of mean, but that's kind of why I didn't give her her salad this morning. So she would be more hungry for treat. Yes, she will be fed immediately after stream. Sorry, I should have been clear about that. Yes. After stream ends in about 25 minutes, I am going to feed Pow, feed Toot, feed myself, probably feed the children as well, the rest of the Charles says she seemed like she was still sleeping, but I don't know if she noticed. Yes, we do not starve our children to make them perform. How is fed every day. How receives treats, whether there is a yeet or not. So I'm trying to figure out how to tell the story. So my mic is over here and it's on like a clamp stand, and it used to be that I had two of the clamp stands. So one was for my mic arm and one was for my stitching stand. But then the first time I streamed with only one clamp stand, I had to use it for the mic. And then I just kind of never put my my hoop stand, frame stand back on. I've just been stitching, holding the hoop or and it hasn't been too bad. Like, I haven't noticed any hand strain or anything. And I kind of like how I'm more flexible. I don't know. It probably is terrible for my hand, and I just kind of liked not having it there. Makes it easier to see the... I love the pale lavenders that were introduced. This is part of the 1 to 35 that came out more recently. I feel like 2007 is the date, which makes it recent-ish. But yeah, like these pale lavenders all came out. I really love the depth of color you can get out of them. And then of course, so we've got these, we've got some beautiful fuchsias. The driftwoods are great for like gray browns. And then there's the tender greens. And like, I like green. Do not like tender green. When I'm designing and I need to like make sure I'm within a certain space, I'll draw the frame out in tender grain so I could just remove it from the palette because I know I'm not going to be using that color at all. But I love, love, love these purples that were... I love the purples. Like, I love this palette. Look at this. And then it'll get more into the dark blue with dark purples more into the body. And then the eyes are bright green. Carol says, I'm now wishing I still had access to the DMC color card. Ooh. The only problem with working with these really pale purples is that they're very close to white, and I'm working a white Ada. But we persevere. I don't think I would do another full coverage unless it was on pre-gridded. I wouldn't want to do one wasn't gridded. You don't want to grid. Carl says it snowed here last night and the sun is out today and is so bright. Oh, that sounds lovely. That's a good day to stitch when you've just got that wonderful natural light. I'm hoping that we'll have a nice bright sunny day because I'll be stitching in the other room during Ghost Church. I love bright winter days. I don't know about you guys. Good for stitching, but hard to see the computer. Very true. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I love just bright, sunny winter days because it feels like so much of winter is gloomy, and then every now and then you just get this spot of sunshine. I mean, they are deceptive, especially here, because like it'll be bright and sunny and gorgeous looking, and you walk outside and it's like -9 with a wind chill. I'm gonna be really interested in looking at the temperature data for this past week tomorrow, because the first week of January was it was like mild, and then we've had some severe temperature drops. Colder when it's bright here, tends to be warmer when it's wet. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, if it's... For the hydrate too. Like, if it's gloomy and rainy and foggy, it's usually warmer. But those bright winter days are so cold. I can deal with a dry cold though. The wet cold just gets into your bones. But before I got sick, I was definitely one of those Canadians that was like flip-flops and shorts, -9, hanging out in the back patio. Like, I don't know how much of that is a cultural thing, but it definitely was a my family thing. My dad barbecues all year round. Have a great picture. We went to visit my uncle in Vancouver, which is close to the Rocky Mountains. We went on like a day trip up into the Rockies, and we went on a glacier. Like, we actually got on a truck and drove up and walked around on a glacier. And my uncle, apparently, even though he's the one who made the plans, forgot that we were going to do this. And he was in shorts and flip-flops walking around on a glacier. Carl says I would not want to have flip-flops on at that temperature. Or it should probably be okay. Yeah, like if you can keep your feet warm. The breeze on your legs is bad. But I just remember that vacation and my uncle and the picture of all of us, and we like look like we're supposed to be there, and he just looks like he is in the wrong location. Change my alarm. That alarm says, what are we doing for lunch? Found it all. Sorry about that. I need to fix my music situation. Yeah, I think I need to change my alarms, like, because it goes to Spotify for that alarm, which then just hacks up everything that's connected to Spotify. I think I just need to change it too. I think I have a sound file for it. I also want to change my my sounds on Twitch. Thinking about that. I just use the default ones now. I need Faz redeems. Yeah. Toots hydrate redeem is the best because like you do the redeem, and then because there's a bit of a lag, a few like seconds to a minute later, you just hear in like the back of your right ear, I'm here. Yes, I have been browsing soundboards and things to try and find good sound. If you guys have any ideas, let me know, like ideas for sounds or redeems or anything like that that you'd like to see in the stream. Because I feel pretty like there's never a ton of redeems. I have hydrate, and I might have do the thing, and then of course we have spin the wheel. I just went to check and made sure no one had spun the wheel while I was fixing Spotify. A streamer that we follow, I think I've rated her before, or rated them before, Gaga Valkyrie. They have one of their big redeems is that you can have a custom sound on the channel, and Toot redeemed that. And now whenever Toot's in chat, it just goes, if you drink water through your trunk, does it taste like boogers? It's stuck in my head all the time. All the time. Carl says I always feel conflicted about the wheel. Yeah, because you enjoy what I'm working on, but also you want to spin for chaos. Alright, we gotta spin. Spook or start war? Spooktacular sampler. Alright. Or start war. We'll love today. Chaos versus coziness. We're not doing a slap war. Oh, that was not the right thing. We're not starting soon. Hello. This is my Star Wars piece, by the way. The episode 1 scroll, which I was absolutely in love with. I still am absolutely in love with, but I've got like other goals I want to do this month. But I absolutely love it, and I e-stained this Ada myself. I think it turned out really good. But it tells the entire story of episode 1 in like this tapestry style that looks so cool. Like every little scene, you know immediately what part of the movie. And I have episodes 1, 2, and 3 too, but they're like, this is like 3 feet long, so I just started it. Yeah, we're doing Spooktacular Sampler. This was actually one of my WIPCO calls for what month are we in? January? We're in January. There's no needle on this one. Of course there's no needle. No needle. Supposed to get 2,500 stitches on this. And I'm at like, I only have like 800 left to go. Get to that that number. But I've made some really good progress because all of this grass I filled in, and this tree, and I did a bunch of back stitching around the house, and I got the little signs done. We're not going to talk about how long the sign said Hocus Hocus before I noticed that they said Hocus Hocus. So this is the one that I recharted and then realized that there's backstitch. So I try to, like I said, I try to backstitch as I go, just so I don't have to backstitch. Oh, I also did my first specialty stitch. Are you not going to focus? Anyway, these are Smyrna stitches. So they're not regular cross stitches. They were really fun to do. Black fuzzy. So we are going to get wrapped up here and work on this. So things happening in the community. We've got Ghost Church tomorrow. I've noticed. I've mentioned it several. So let me just do another shout out for Toot. The audio dropping out for anyone else. I'm not sure. You missing the end of your sentences? Stick to the mic. Okay, yeah. Yep. Sorry about that. Yeah, Toot just messaged me about it. So yes, community events. We got Ghost Church tomorrow. And then we will be having a Crafty Voice Discord chat. I'm just not sure the timing, so keep an eye out. I'm going to be posting next week's schedule later today. And then streams next week are going to be Thursday and Saturday, barring, of course, medical disaster, which, knock wood, is not going to happen. So yeah, so that's the streams. Like I said, I'm going to be announcing the Sal on Monday. We've got a new pattern going up next Friday. We had a new pattern go up yesterday. It was the Gamer Queen, if you haven't had a chance to check it out. New pattern going up next Friday. And if you're in the Patreon, remember to vote in the mini poll. So all of our every paid member of the Patreon starts at $5 Canadian. I do a little, like, one of my mini portraits every month. but you actually get to vote on which mini portrait you want to see, as well as like request themes for future portraits and that kind of thing. So if you are a Patreon member, make sure you go and vote in that poll, as it will be closing on the 15th, and then I will get the I'll get it out to you. I was so late on December's. It came out in January, but it came out. And that was Kuzco from The Emperor's New Groove. He was a lot of fun to design. But other than that, it's going to be a nice chill week for the Cozy DH. If you have not joined the Discord server, that's where we all hang out. It's great. I always say, and I always mean it, that it's my favorite place on the internet to hang out. And it really 100% is. I love that we have such a community of crafters that basically anyone could ask a question about anything, and someone will pop up with approximate knowledge of it. Like questions about dyeing and spinning and all the crafty related questions. And of course, we get to see what each other is working on, which is the best part. And you will also get sneak peeks at future patterns of mine, as I share both my progress and also my model stitchers progress. My model stitchers will share their progress in the Discord, so you will get to see stuff early. I think that is all the news fit to share. But if you ever have any questions, you need anything, you will find me in the Discord. I live there. Fun. You can always reach me at thecozydh@gmail.com if you have anything. If you have anything about the community that you want to know, that you have any suggestions for, anything like that, that's the business email. Yes. Thank you, Toot. Toot doing a plug for Stitch Community. Stitch Community is our brand new community just for cross stitchers. It's a social site. You can keep track of your projects and your plans. You can talk to other stitchers, ask for help, destash. You can also check out our community makers, so any members of the community who have their own little you can check those all out. It is super easy to sign up. You do it through Google, through Discord. There's no ads, no Zuckerberg, no Bezos, and it's moderated by me, so you know it's going to be a safe, welcoming, inclusive, you know, not to blow my own horn, but to completely blow my own horn. And it is open for signups right now. It's pretty quiet as we haven't done like a full public launch. We're still kind of like in a soft beta situation. I hope you'll join us there. So let's get wrapped up so I can go feed everyone. I'm gonna try this command. I don't know if it's gonna work. Okay. I tried to fix it. I basically stole it from Toot. Anything cool on my stream, Toot found it first. Basically, that's how this goes. Let me just put up my ending screen. So yeah, that's all the news. All the things. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. This was such a lovely chill stream. Just what I needed on this wonderful Saturday morning. Chill and fun. And that's what I always want my streams to be like for you guys as well. I'm realizing I'm cutting out more, so I'm trying to get right into the mic there. I need to do some futzing with my mic settings, I think. But at this point, I would like to say a big thank you to everyone watching us over on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, I want you to say goodbye to everybody on Twitch, and everybody on Twitch say goodbye to everybody on YouTube. Have a nice day too, Wanna. Charlotte, you are so welcome. Alright, goodbye YouTube. Goodbye, my friends on YouTube. I will see you in the comment section. I will see you in the Discord server. I will see you in the coffee shop, but most importantly, I will see you in my heart. Alright, bye guys. Bye-bye. Okay. So, now that it's just like